Welcome back to Waza Wednesday. This week we're going to take a look at some training methods you can use by yourself when you don't have a training partner available but do have a heavy bag or some sort of post and a resistance band. The simplest and most straightforward way to use the resistance band in conjunction with a striking surface is going to be using it in our shuri-te, our pulling hand that goes back to our chamber, often done when you're throwing your punches and elbows and other strikes. So all you have to do is loop it around the bag or post, whatever it is that you're using. Depending on the resistance of the band and the length of it, you may want to grab further down and get a little bit more stretch. You may want to double it up and get a little bit more resistance from having less stretch available. Once you've found the right amount of resistance for you, you find your range, you find your stance, you determine what strike you're going to use, and just as you do in the air, pull as you strike forward. Now, as I mentioned, you don't have to do that with only punches. You can use this pulling hand in conjunction with elbows, chops, any number of strikes, even your kicks. Moving to a little bit closer range, we can take this looped resistance band and put both of our arms inside of it. Now, this is essentially emulating having contact with both of the opponent's arms. Simple, basic application for this would be grabbing and pulling down. And that's just a matter of unbalancing your opponent. But this gives you a nice option to set up for knee strikes or kicks if you're farther away. You can also use that initial pull to start moving into other upward motions. Normally, if you pull down on an opponent, and they might resist going the opposite direction, which is up. So if we pull down, we might move this hand from the inside to the outside and clear it. And now we're back to our shuri-te that we worked earlier for whatever strike we want to use. Moving even closer still, we can place our body inside of the resistance band along with the bag or post. Now in this case, this is more like the opponent having clinched up with us. They're at a much closer range. These might be their arms coming beneath ours, for example, or over them, depending on how you decide to set yourself up. This is a good position to work a number of different joint locking applications, as well as your strikes. So obviously from here, we can work our same pulling as if we are trying to hook the opponent's limbs and throw strikes over the top. But we can also work things like our middle block, which is no longer a block at this point, but wrenching joints. This is something that you see a lot with, for example, the circular motion of Naihanchi Sandan, or circling around to the other side, coming across more like Naihanchi Nidan. There's also the ability to pull further away and implement things like the elbow wing motion that you see in Pinan Sandan.